31, Chris Compton to his outside, 46, Joel Myers. 23, Oreste Gonnella starts third. 50, Michael Paul Jr. starts fourth. 17, Nick DeCarlo starts fifth. 1B, Tim Balding is sixth. Starting seventh, 21B, Norman Boeck. 89, Freddie Plourde starts eighth. Starting ninth in shotgun, the 13, Nick Viscusi. Will history be made? Here we go. Flag is out. Chris Compton goes to the point. Joel Myers second. Snow plowing through. 1 and 2 is the 23, Oreste Gonnella. Down underneath Gonnella goes Nick DeCarlo. DeCarlo's up into fourth. Your leaders, Compton. Myers second. Michael Paul Jr. third. DeCarlo trips up now. He's fourth. Taking a look to the inside of DeCarlo's Oreste Gonnella. Chris Compton opens up on the field in the 31. 46, Joel Myers is second. Michael Paul Jr. trying to find a way around Myers. Up to the top side goes DeCarlo. As we come up, Compton has a problem getting into turn number 3. Joel Myers closes in on the rear end of the 31, Chris Compton. Compton had a huge lead, but it's all pretty much gone right now. Joel Myers trying to run him down in the 46. Michael Paul Jr. in the 50. Nick DeCarlo up around, well, actually trying to get up and around. Michael Paul Jr. can't make the pass. Chris Compton begins to open up a little bit on Joel Myers. Sparks flying on the left rear brake of Joel Myers in the 46. Michael Paul Jr. is third. Nick DeCarlo is fourth. 5 laps down. We're a fifth of the way through the A main event. Chris Compton is your leader. Joel Myers second. Your battle is back there for 6th and 7th. Norman Boeck and Tim Balding mixing it up pretty good. Balding gets up over the cushion. Nick Viscusi starts to reel in Tim Balding back there. That is for 7th spot. Your leaders, Chris Compton. Joel Myers is second. He's got to grab the brakes. In fact, he's into the wall on the back straightaway. Michael Paul Jr. joins in, tries to get past Joel Myers, who lost his momentum. Michael Paul Jr. to the inside of Myers. Michael Paul goes underneath Myers. Nick DeCarlo stuck behind them both. Chris Compton opens up. The lead's about almost 2 seconds now as Myers works his way into turn 3 and off of 4 while running second. Nick DeCarlo trying to figure out the puzzle that is Michael Paul Jr. Michael Paul trying to do the same for Joel Myers. He's getting another run on the 46 as Myers trips up a little bit off of turn 2. Chris Compton is straight and strong. Here's DeCarlo off of turn 4, goes right across the front end of Michael Paul Jr. And DeCarlo is up into third. DeCarlo now sets his sight on Joel Myers, see if he can open up on Michael Paul Jr. at all. 9 laps are down, coming up on 10. Chris Compton, your leader, but Joel Myers has ran him down on the front end. Here comes Nick DeCarlo. He's up into third. Compton is your leader. They're coming up on lap traffic, which is Freddie Plourde. Here's Joel Myers taking up the chase for the lead spot with body panels flying. Nick DeCarlo steps down underneath Joel Myers. Myers has got a better run off of 2. DeCarlo can't pass him, but now Myers knows he's there. Chris Compton having his problems passing Freddie Plourde. Compton up around the outside. Here comes Joel Myers down to the bottom. Freddie Plourde kind of goes through the middle. Myers way down to the bottom. Compton up around the top side. There goes DeCarlo around. Joel Myers down the backside. Nick DeCarlo's up into second. He dives down underneath Chris Compton. Nick DeCarlo's your leader. 13 laps are down, 12 to go. Nick DeCarlo staring history right in the eyes down the backside. He's got 12 laps to go. He's won over half. 14 laps are down, 11 to go. Chris Compton back to second. Joel Myers is third. Fourth is MPJ. Michael Paul. Oreste Gonnella is fifth. Tim Balding is sixth. Then Norman Boeck, Nick Viscusi. Freddie Plourde can see them all. The lead is 2.5 seconds so far. Nothing has happened as far as a yellow flag seconds ahead of Chris Compton, who has his problems getting off at turn 4. The lead just went from 2.5 to 4 seconds. DeCarlo slowing down the backside. Is there issues under the hood of the 17? Looks like he's just trying to pace himself down the backside a little bit. Nick DeCarlo back into the bid in the DC Solar 17. 17 laps are down, 8 to go. DeCarlo coming up on Nick Viscusi, now 18 laps down, 7 laps away from Petaluma Speedway history. There's a wisp of smoke out of the back of the 17 car. Was that a motor? Is a motor beginning to go sour on DeCarlo in the 17? The DC Solar 17, again trailing a little bit of smoke, all of a sudden having problems getting by Nick Viscusi in the 13. Viscusi up on the top side, DeCarlo tippy toes underneath Viscusi and clicks off lap 20. He's 5 laps away. Freddie Plourde calls it a night in the 89. He'll finish 9th. The lead is a full turn now. Nick DeCarlo over Joel Myers, who has cleared Chris Compton. The story is front and center right here on the front straightaway. Nick DeCarlo 21 laps down, 4 laps away from Petaluma Speedway history. There's a problem on board that 17 car. Nick DeCarlo having issues trying to baby that car in the 17 around the Petaluma Speedway 3/8. Might be a fuel pickup problem, not sure what it is, but Nick DeCarlo all of a sudden is babying that car around the Petaluma 3/8. 22 laps down and 3 to go. Can he make it to the checkered flags? White flag next time by for Nick DeCarlo. He goes down the backside of the DC Solar 17. He's into 3 and off the 4. White flag in the air for Nick DeCarlo, trying to make it 5 in a row. DeCarlo drops down underneath the 21B of Norman Boeck. He doesn't have to go around him. Into turn 3 and off of turn 4. History has been made at Petaluma Speedway. Nick DeCarlo, the first dirt modified driver to win 5 main events in a row here at the Petaluma 3/8. As dominating as a dirt modified gets is Nick DeCarlo. Interesting to hear from Rick Faeth if he's having motor problems in the 17, because you saw him baby the car a couple times down the backside. Maybe a fuel pickup problem, not sure. But interesting to see if maybe there was a problem for Nick DeCarlo, the only man to ever win 5 consecutive dirt modified races here at Petaluma Speedway in the 61-year history of this place.
I guess Yogi Berra would say deja vu all over again. We just interviewed Jared Morrison, who's 2 in a row, and now you're 5 in a row. So if anybody's ever been dialed in at Petaluma Speedway, it certainly is you, Nick DeCarlo. Non-stop deal, dry slick straightaways, hooked up turns. Tell us about your night.
It was a great night, like always. Enjoy racing here, and I just want to thank everybody for being here. Thank you.
You know, I mean, we would have used it in the past, and you've been like, oh, I'm bad, I can fall in the saddle, you know. It's not even a drop of sweat on you tonight.
I was pretty tired coming into this race. I want to sleep in the trailer and staging. I want to sleep good tonight.
All right, so who you got to thank? I know that you've got some sponsors.
DeLuca Race Engines, I think we're here in the stands. Webster Motorsports, Baxter, my family, my girlfriend, she puts up with everything. Just everybody, thank you. DC Solar.
All right, again, your winner of the Larson Racing Products